Hey everyone, Chris here, and thanks for joining me for this update on your Local 5 weather impact forecast. Let's go to the graphics. I want to show you rain is pushing into central Iowa for this Memorial Day evening. Most of those festivities have been okay, just fine, but the rain is starting to move in, and this continues to spread northeastward over the course of the afternoon and evening, and overnight we're going to be looking at fairly widespread, persistent, but light rain. And you see that extending through the Missouri River Valley, back towards Manhattan, Topeka, Lawrence, Kansas, Lincoln, Nebraska. It's all spreading our way. So turning damp for the tail end of Memorial Day, and overnight will be laden with some of this light rain, those temperatures back down into the 50s. Now, we'll be hard-pressed to hear a rumble of thunder, let alone have severe weather prospects, just not in the cards here in this scenario. But we are going to deal with some rain tonight, turning more spotty in nature for your Tuesday, and then redevelopment into Wednesday. This is going to be pulse-like, building in on the heating of the day, otherwise partly cloudy conditions. And so I like to call this the rainfall lottery, something that a few will see. They'll pick up a streaky downpour, but many will not see. So we turn to Futurecast here, and there it is, that light rain pushing through, fairly widespread shield of rain. This is the scene at 4 o'clock. Now as we go into our Tuesday morning, you see it's progressively becoming more spotty in nature, so not quite as widespread of a shield and more pinpointed, if you will, scattered through central Iowa. Still hanging around with some of that light rain on Wednesday. You see drier to start Wednesday morning, and if this extended a little bit longer into the day Wednesday afternoon, you'd see a few of those pulses building back in as those temperatures jump up a little bit. Now, the amounts of rain are not earth-shattering by any means. We're looking less than 1/4 of an inch. This is taking you through the end of the day on Thursday for all intents and purposes. So this is not huge, hard-hitting rain. We're not going to be experiencing any sort of flooding, but some timely amounts, if you will, and that's definitely going to be a good thing. 53 degrees is the overnight low for tonight, and then I have 62 lined up for your Tuesday afternoon. Showers are going to linger a little bit, but becoming more spotty and less widespread. I think those temperatures are hitting the low to mid-60s. I don't think we'll get too carried away because the cloud cover and the dampness, it's just overall a big limiting factor here. Now, excuse me, in the upper levels, we are going to be seeing some signs of warming day over day. And I think we start to hit the 80s once again getting into the weekend. And then early next week, you see that big ridge of high pressure is building in. And there's going to be a tinge of humidity associated with this as well, with those dew points up in the 60s. Not off the charts. You see the muggy meter is still fairly tempered, but you'll probably notice it. And it may make some of you go to reach to flick on the AC just a little bit. Principal Charity Classic, I think most of the days are going to be okay. Watching for that pop-up on Wednesday afternoon, as I mentioned. And then we get into the weekend with another chance for rain. This is a quick little short wave of energy digging through the Midwest. In and out, a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Not an ideal setup for seeing anything significant as far as organized severe weather. And then we continue with our summary conditions out as we go into the middle of next week. Now, I do want to show you here as we take a look at the situation. What we're looking at, I'm going to show you kind of the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and think of this as little spokes of energy, if you will. And out ahead of these spokes of energy, we see some upward movement that helps promote storm development. This is that quick hitter little Saturday movement digging through the Midwest, and out ahead of this, it may try to pulse up some showers and thunderstorms. So we'll watch this on Saturday, that short wave quickly moving through. But I want to draw your attention into next week, particularly Wednesday. You see a little bit more trying to get into the state right here. We do have a little bit of a negative, it's not huge dig, but a little bit of a negative tilt in the atmosphere. And just because I can, I'm going to show you the jet stream here and what it's looking like at the same time. So as we look at things, we break up these jet streaks, the maximums of wind, and put it into a quadrant. We look at the bottom right and the top left of it as promoting upward movement and storm development. So if your streak is running this way, we're going to be looking right in here. Well, I guess as I face it, we're going to be looking in that lower right quadrant and upper left quadrant. And so as we dissect this right here, boom, okay, and boom, we're looking out over the mountain west for storm development, and then another little streak right through here and that lower right quadrant. So you can see a general sense of into the Midwest, we should be able to promote some storm development. It does correspond well with, and this is a long ways out, so you can't take this for absolute truth, but it does correspond well with some development of a storm system. And this is looking at Thursday here. We do have a storm system developing, the area of low pressure here, and it looks like a warm front extending out over Iowa for next week. That I would watch. It is really early, but it piques my interest when I look at it. Okay, we do have the moisture popping back up a little bit. We do have the better synoptic scale setup for this. It's not off the charts, mind you, but it is starting to kind of pique my interest just a little bit. Let me zoom in here. This is the dew points for that same time frame that we have that warm front across the state. Dew points in the upper 60s, so we're getting the moisture to come back here. Something definitely to watch that time frame for thunderstorm development. I'm going to back you up here quickly. Looking at Saturday, you see the movement of showers and thunderstorms cutting through. If I were to back this up just a little bit, you see most of it is just off to our southwestern edge. And you saw that wave moving through that was a little bit centered more so over South Dakota and Nebraska, and so that corresponds nicely. Don't want to give up completely on that. I think there's a chance for showers and thunderstorms there. If it wiggles its way eastward 100 miles, that puts it right over Iowa. So something I most definitely is going to be watching is Saturday, and then as we get into early next week, I'm going to be keeping tabs on that setup as well. Nothing imminent that we need to be hugely concerned with, just watching some low-end opportunities here the next couple of days of showers, a couple of thunder showers. But in the long run, I'm always keeping a tab on things for you. Thanks for joining me on this weather impact update for you. No matter how you're joining me on the app, We're Iowa Plus, the website, social media, thank you so much. Without your support, obviously, we wouldn't be here to keep you updated on the situation. With that said, we hope you have a great rest of the Memorial Day weekend, and back to work we go for a shortened week. Those temperatures warming, will be feeling more summery by next weekend. Take care, everyone.